Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, the podcast where we delve into the worlds of TV shows, movies and video games. And we're here talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Ooh. And for those of you who watched our review for 28 Years Later, the film previous to this, you know we were a bit lukewarm on it. I feel for me it had a good first half and then it kind of didn't fall off a cliff. The last 5 minutes is what made it fall off a cliff for me, the tonal shift. But we're back with this new entry directed by a different person. It's not Danny Boyle, it's Neil DaCosta, who me and Tulip will know from Candyman, which was an excellent movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kieran.
I don't know what that is.
Good film, watch it though, good film.
What, you don't know what Candyman is?
No.
Not at all?
I know it's a song by, I want to say Christina Aguilera.
Is it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Is
yeah.
it? What, in the
or
same...
is it Gwen Stefani?
Could be Gwen Stefani. I think it's Aguilera, actually.
I think it is Aguilera.
Well, there you go. I just thought it was the Candyman can, you know, from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Different song.
Or from Madagascar.
Yes. Anyway, on that tangent, we're here talking about The Bone Temple, the sequel to 28 Years Later. And you know what? Just to get out of the way, I enjoyed this a lot more than the first one.
I absolutely loved it. I lapped up every single second of this. Absolutely loved it from start to finish. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Kieran, yourself?
Yes, very good film. Well, the only thing we had in the cinema is... I feel like we had quite a loud cinema. I don't know if that was maybe just me.
As in people?
Well, there was some bloke laughing behind us.
There was a bloke behind us that was laughing at anything, and he had like a proper...
Well, you Santa.
A little bit. Maybe it was. Maybe he's off now, so...
Yeah. He's got time.
But the film itself really good, much better than
God, yeah.
28 Years Later, and it's very different to 28 Days Later, but I would say it's like kind of that level of quality.
Yeah,
100%. They're very different films, but it was just so good.
Exactly. So the Bone Temple picks up immediately after the first film. So Spike has now integrated himself with the Jimmies, headed by Jack O'Connell's character, Sir Jimmy Crystal. They're all called Jimmy, so I can't tell you. I think like one's called Jimmy.
You got Jimmy Inc.
Jiminy.
Jimmy Inc. Yes.
No, it's Jemima.
It's
like
Jemima.
Jemima.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fox, Jimmy Snake, Jimmy. And there's another Jimmy.
Oh, well done.
A lot of Jimmys, but he is Sir
They're
Jimmy.
in the credits, aren't they?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Jimmy Shite.
Yeah.
What?
Jimmy
Yeah.
Shite.
I had a feeling
Is
one
that
was
his real
called.
name?
Well,
That's what it said in the credits as it came down. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Which
so
one's which?
he's in this gang of Satanists, basically. That's not a spoiler. I'm pretty sure, you know, from the ending of the first film, you can kind of tell there's something off about them. But yeah, basically, it kind of follows their quest, and then it does cut back and forth between them and Dr. Ian Kelson, who is played by Ray Fiennes again. Brilliant performance.
He is literally just the best thing about this film. He is just absolutely incredible. He's like completely magnetic. Like you just, you know, you really like rooting for him, and you know, and he's just he's the performance that he's doing and that he's giving is just absolutely phenomenal.
Exactly, and we'll get into it like in spoilers, but like we came out of the cinema and we thought, you know what, Ray Fiennes, he can do no wrong. He doesn't miss. In all the films we watch him, he just doesn't miss. He puts it all in.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think my exact words were like, I think he's very like quickly becoming one of my favourite actors. Because like everything, as you say, everything that he's putting out is just like, even if the actual thing he's in, like 28 Years Later, isn't so good, he's definitely like the best part of that.
Yes, yeah.
And he just shines in this. Like,
He's absolutely. I mean, everyone is good. Jack O'Connell as Jimmy.
Oh, Jack O'Connell's so good.
He's got a great. You were saying he's got like a very
I want him to read me a bedtime story,
yeah.
specifically in his Scottish accent that he's doing in this film, because there's just a way that he's speaking that's quite like, also very like airy. Whereas Scottish, I mean, I suppose Scottish is quite an airy accent because it's kind of like, blah, 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 blah. You know, I can't do a Scottish
Sorry,
accent.
Scottish listeners of the podcast.
But you know what I mean? I feel like it's quite airy. You know, he's got a lot of space because he's kind of like, he's talking like this, and I can't do it. I did do it, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I did do it. I swear to God, Kieran, we were sat on that sofa and I did that accent and it was perfect for like 3 words. And I was like, right, I've got to try and nail this at some point in my life.
I think
it was so good.
He speaks very eloquently, when he delivers his
He's got
lines.
a great vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how you've got this great vocabulary, living in the apocalypse. But fantastic. I'm here for it.
He is comedic. He is, again, well-spoken. He is terrifying in a way, so I think he plays a very good villain. Spike obviously still in this. He's very much sidelined. This isn't his film anymore, which is fine. I
think it's fine.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna be the main character, I guess, throughout the whole thing. So he is
he's had an arc, hasn't he?
Yeah,
so we
exactly.
don't need to see him go through something else. He's still there. He's still part of it, and that's good. But he doesn't have to be the main person anymore. We're following somebody else's story.
He's
really.
like the audience stand-in. He's just there for POV sort of thing. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good set pieces in the film, which again we'll get into in spoilers. But there's some great set pieces. There's not so much infected horror this time around.
No.
It is more human horror and
which I much prefer. Yeah. I much prefer this kind of horror film, than just and jump scares and I much prefer psychological stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Especially when you think about horrors and the genre of zombies in general. A lot of things do focus on the zombie side of things, which is obviously the big threat. Mm-hmm. But then you also have the human side of things, and a lot of the time in those things, the humans are a lot worse than the zombies themselves, because the zombies are kind of mindless. They're just doing what's instinct, whereas the humans, they have malicious intent.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to kind of think, oh yeah, people, you can kind of not relate to it, but you can imagine it more realistically than you can a zombie scenario.
I also think that a human can torture you, can't they? Whereas some evil zombie is just going to kill you, instantly. It's probably going to be quick, or you're going to become infected and you're not really going to remember what's happening anyway, so whatever. But the human threat is definitely scarier.
It's a very brutal film because of it, basically, because there is torture, there is knife violence, which I know you don't like in particular, Tula.
No.
But yeah, just from the offset, there's just it almost feels like a much darker tone.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's funny that they have managed to create something that's much darker in tone, considering the series that it's involved with. But it is very, very dark, very sinister. Yeah. But
it's balanced by some kind of light-hearted, funny moments. This was definitely funnier than the last one, mainly due to Ralph Fiennes and his relationship with Samson, the big alpha infected we saw in the first film. We won't go into too much now, but they had a really good chemistry, despite obviously one of them was a mindless zombie, the other one is Ralph Fiennes, very well spoken, just eccentric man.
I think the thing is, it's just got such a good story.
Yeah.
It's just, it's quite, is it simple? I don't really know.
It's very grounded.
But it is very grounded. And I love something grounded where it's also kind of fantastical, but grounded, all at the same time. I love that. And it's got a fantastic script. And then it's also got, fantastic performers, and actors and actresses and whatever. So I think everything is just working, and it just feels so next level. I genuinely it's only the beginning of the year, but this is such a good film. I absolutely loved it. I could watch it again now.
Yeah, we've
seen. Or if we
that.
had to go to the cinema again, one of our friends hasn't seen it, so we were saying if they want to go and see it, we're going again. Because it was just honestly. Was so good, really unexpected as well. I love an unexpected good time. So yeah, it's just brilliant. It's just fantastic.
And I'm glad it didn't fall foul to the social media presence it had compared to the last one, because obviously the last one was very much this film's incredible, it's gonna be great. This one here, they did pre-screenings back in November, December, so I was getting stuff through being you need to watch it, it's brilliant, it's going to be great, and I was oh, but then also the confidence to show it that early, kind of I don't know, I feel it's still
did they have the script or the story for this one first
And they filmed it back to back with the
Yeah.
first one. It's the
Because I just remember an interview with Dan. I'm going to have to fact check myself. So just, caveat, this could be a complete load of rubbish. But I swear there was an interview with Danny Boyle and he was saying, oh yeah, Alex Garland came to me with this script and it was the script for the second film. And he said he thought it was just the most incredible piece of writing he'd ever seen.
No, I don't know.
I swear to God, I've seen something. But again, caveat, that could be a load of rubbish. But
Put the article on screen or wherever that.
Yeah.
But
I'm racking my brain.
I mean, it's obviously the second film in a planned trilogy of films. They filmed the first two back to back, and they kind of said with the third one, we'll see how these do. If they do well, we'll make a third one. And I am excited to see a third one, and I think it has been greenlit. I'm pretty sure they have talked about the script and stuff for it. So I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes from here, because
Me too.
if they didn't make a third one, be fine. I think where they left it off is okay. Like, it doesn't sequel bait too much. But yeah, I don't know. What are you?
Do you think that it's also one where the fact that we did see 28 years later, the one before this, that enhanced your viewing of this one, because you do kind of already know a baseline of the characters, and you'll kind of you can be then. Because the film just throws you straight into it, there's not really a lot of setup.
I wouldn't say watch this
follow-on.
on its own. You have to watch the film before it to understand what's going on, and what the Bone Temple is, and who Kelson is, who Spike is. You need to watch. You can't watch it on its own. You do need to watch it, and I think it probably does make the first film better. In a way, I need to rewatch it fully, the first one. But
I was trying to think back to what I thought about the first film, and I think I thought that I was enjoying the start of it, and I was kind of enjoying it, and then it got quite dark, and I was like, oh, I don't really know whether I'm vibing with this. And then the last 5 minutes, I was like, this is just mental, absolutely insane. But now I've seen this film, those last 5 minutes are no longer seem insane. They see it's perfect, But I don't remember enough of the rest of the film and whether I'd actually want to sit and watch it again.
Kieran gave a bit of a shocked expression there with your...
No, it's just obviously the entire film up to that point is very grounded in realism of what humans can do. And Bone Temple is still kind of grounded in plausibly humans could do this. At the end of 28 years later, when they're doing all these acrobatics and stuff like that's the part that takes me out of it. Not them killing... but them doing double somersaults.
Yeah, I get you.
Zombies and stuff like that.
Because we don't really see that again in this film, do we?
No, they're still
no. I don't know whether that's just from Spike's perspective that he just because he's a kid. He's seeing them kill all these people, and then he's maybe imagining in his head that they're doing all these extra.
Oh gosh.
That's the only way that I can. That's how I'm trying to justify it in my head.
Yeah,
I mean, they're still capable. You get bits where they're
capable, but
kill...
not superhuman acrobatics.
I mean, also they're not using nunchucks and pole vaults to fight the infected. So yeah, it feels like an inconsistency, but whether that's you got two different filmmakers doing their own thing,
I mean, when we were just watching, just before we sat down to film this, we were watching a little bit of 28 Years Later because it was on Sky. And, the stark difference just between, the directing, I guess, and the fact that Danny Boyle is putting all these clips of, old wars and stuff in, and then it's, all these different things, it's all, facet, it's so, it's almost like a completely different film, but, in the same, obviously the same, but different. Whatever.
Same universe.
I've lost my thread. It's boring, so I'll stop.
It's a difference of creative visions and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's nice to have that comparison film to film rather than where you've had directors and writers and stuff leave partway through, and you can tell that there's just lots of clashes within a film. So it's nice to have that's his interpretation. That's Nia's interpretation.
It is interesting, do a back-to-back filming, but it's not the same people, same directors. It'd be like Lord of the Rings, like if they didn't have Peter Jackson direct the other two, but
well,
he
it's
did
kind
Fellowship.
of like Alien and Aliens, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it, yeah. Apart from like not filming them back to back, yeah. It's like a different director's take on an existing property.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, if someone else directed Avatar or something and not James Cameron, you know, taking that away. Or it's like Prisoner of Azkaban. obviously.
Yeah. Oh my god, no. Yeah. Forget what I said. Yeah. Harry Potter. Yeah. No, that is the best example, isn't it? The first two films, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
And then the rest, basically.
Yeah. And obviously, Prisoner of Azkaban being the most well shot and made.
Oh,
film,
fantastic! Yeah.
Compared to the others, but I think we'll go on to spoilers now. But before we do, what are your scores?
I think I'm going to go solid 9.
8.5.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's high praise. For you.
What do you think, what? I'm gonna give it a 9 as well.
Copying me.
I was. Oh, sorry.
8.99.
It's because what it was. It's because I think I gave the original film a 7. I think I was a bit more lenient to it than you guys were, but it is just so much better than the first one.
I feel like part of me is 10.
Yeah.
But I know it's not a 10. I know it is a 9, but in my heart, it's a 10. Just because of how much I enjoyed it and the cinema experience.
Yeah.
The fact that I was completely, whisked away and all stuff like that. That makes it a 10. But real, proper scoring is a 9, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I watch it again and again and again, I'll probably just be no, straight up 10 all the way.
No, that's fair enough. I will say before we go into spoilers, we're obviously going to talk about it, but the last half an hour is just mental. That's, to put it in the most general way possible, it's absolutely mental, but it needs
top
to be
quality.
It needs to be seen to be believed.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll go into the spoiler section now, but this is your spoiler warning.
Spoilers ahead.
Hello, now you're probably wondering where I've disappeared to, but my camera died midway through filming, so the audio's there, but my face is not. So I'm going to put some still images here and there, so enjoy. So to tackle first, we'll go into what the Jimmies are up to. So we've said they're Satanists, basically. Jimmy Crystal is their leader, and they go around dispensing charity to people. So that's what you follow initially with them, is they just torture people. They just go to people.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they literally just go to someone's house and they torture everyone there, apart from this pregnant lady who runs off and watches it from the distance. But that's when it kind of kick-starts, kind of stuff goes wrong for the Jimmies, because 3 of them die. 3 of them die, I think. Yeah,
well, because they go into
2, I think.
Dispense some charity. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
The Jemima, she's about to kill someone, but then gets a hook in the back of her head.
Yeah.
You're skipping over what the charity actually is.
Oh, well, fine. They skin people, Kieran.
No. You see, that's not what the charity is. The charity is, some form of torture, but whoever is inflicting said torture gets to choose what kind of charity they inflict. So Jimmy, the main Jimmy, Jack O'Connell, is saying, what kind of charity would you like to inflict today? And she says, t-shirt or something.
I want to take
his shirt off, yeah. And then he says, Old Nick's okay with that, and then they go and do it.
Yeah, for context, Jimmy's whole thing is that he peddles this idea that he can talk to Satan, Satan is his
Old
dad.
Nick. Yeah,
Old
that's
Nick
his dad. Yeah.
is his dad, and he communicates to him, and he says he's here present with us. I need to ask him what we need to do. So he does his conveyance, conveyancing. What's it?
Conveyancing.
No, what's it called?
That's
clairvoyance. Clairvoyance. That's what it is. Conveyancing, property stuff. Yeah, but he speaks to Old Nick, and then it's Old Nick agrees. He needs charity. He needs
I wonder how much of it he believes himself, and how much of it is he knows that this gives him a lot of power and control and manipulation over people. So he's kind of but also because he believes that Old Nick is his dad, because of in the 28 Years Later film. He's the kid that's hiding in the church, and his dad is coming, it's the end of time, and all the infected come in. So he thinks that his dad is Satan. So he must believe that, but all this stuff about charity and stuff like that must just be a way for him to just, control. And
I think it's the traumatic thing as a childhood, and then that's his coping mechanism. And then because obviously there is no structure in this world, it's just snowballed, and then it's got to a point where he doesn't know what's right or wrong anymore. He's got this voice in his head that's telling him this is the right thing to do, and he's gone, that's Old Nick.
Yeah.
And he just does some bad things.
It's essentially just
Yeah.
28 years of trauma sitting with like one man, and like what do you do with that sort of thing? But yeah, like his dad being a vicar, and then obviously the infected just kill people, so he views that as like God has abandoned everyone, therefore Satan must be like the best thing ever, because that's when he's like giving his big like monologue. He's just like, oh well, God did nothing because he can't punch his way out of a paper bag, basically. So and then Satan spoke to me and said, oh, you are Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal, and you are my son, and you shall have a fist with 7 fingers, and the fingers are each member of the Jimmy clan. It says, you'll have your fist and you can do my will, basically. So they like skin this family, basically, and alive, yes. And then Jemima fights the one who does the dipsy dance. Tries to kill one of them, and then she gets a hook in the back of the head, courtesy of the pregnant lady, who runs off, and then Spike lets her go. And then there's like a fire in the barn. And one of the Jimmys gets burnt alive and dies there, basically. So then prior to this, Kelson is basically, his big thing is him and Samson. He is trying to understand the infection, because Samson behaves oddly, because he's basically gotten used to this idea of if he attacks Kelson drugs him with morphine, so then he kind of keeps coming back for it, like he's kind of addicted to it, because he starts running at Kelson, and then he stops to almost brace himself to take the morphine, and then Kelson's like, what's going on here?
Like each time he comes to attack, Kelson lifts up the thing and then he stops, so it's kind of like hey, it's, and
they basically develop like a bit of a bromance, this man and this zombie, which leads to would you say unintentionally funny, or are they funny? Like just the bits where Kelson's dancing with Samson, and it's the needle drops.
I think
it's funny.
Especially really fine, just gets his top off and I was thinking, is he just going to be naked and just go dancing together, him and this alpha? But they develop almost like a sweet friendship together.
It's brilliant.
And Kelson's oh, this is he just it's just the two of them get high together, and they're just Samson, do you know what's going on? Can you hear me? Do you know what I'm saying to you right now? And then Samson's just there and there's a bit where Kelson knocks himself out and then wakes back up and he's not dead. So clearly Samson just left him. He knows
Samson's gone.
He knows what Kelson's use is, and doesn't want to kill him, sort of thing. But what did you guys think of the Kelson Samson?
Oh,
dynamic?
I just thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I literally have no other words for it other than brilliant. It's just so good.
I think it was a good balance, but obviously you've got it's kind of, I don't want to say a yin and yang, but kind of that kind of structure to the film, because the Jimmys are very they've got lots of evil within them. They're doing loads of bad things, and then you've got Kelson, and he's it's the kind of quieter life. It's he's trying to figure out what's going on. He doesn't see the zombies as an evil. He sees it as that's nature, and he's thinking from a doctor's perspective, is the mind still there? Which actually comes the reveal of that is actually very harrowing, because then you're thinking, so everyone's just still in there. And have
does
been
make you wonder.
for 28 years. And if they're consciously aware of that, then that's
because
that is scary to think
the
of.
first hint is him and again getting high, they're just tripping together, and Samson says moon, he looks up, moon. And then,
it's such a good moment though. You're not capturing how good
he was trying to kill
moment
him.
it was.
Basically, because Kelson's look, Samson, I've only got enough morphine for a couple of weeks, and then we can't do this anymore, sort of thing. And I'm just gonna put you down because it's the best thing. So he goes to inject him with a lethal cocktail, basically. And then Samson says a word, and he's just what? What did you just say?
So it's so good. It's so powerful.
And then the Jimmys intersect with Kelson, because one of the Jimmys scouts out and basically sees Kelson, who covered in red iodine, burning bodies, lives in a bone temple. So obviously this Jimmy's assumption is
Satan.
That he's Satan. So they tell Jimmy Crystal about it, and they're well, let's go see him, let's go see old Nick, he lives just over there. So then Jimmy, Crystal and Kelson meet, which is a brilliant scene, a really
good scene,
really well scripted and acted. It's very, it's probably one of the best scenes of the film.
It's because it's where the veil of Jimmy's bullshit basically drops, and he's just
Yes.
are you Satan? Are you old Nick? And then Kelson's like, no,
I'm
I'm
Ian.
Yeah.
my name's Ian. I'm just a doctor. He's like, I was sweating there. Like, I think that he actually thought for a second he might be real, and then he's like, oh, it's fine. Like, and they just chat to each other, just like, oh, I've not spoken to anyone like you for a while. Let's just talk about like the olden days, and like they almost have like a therapy session, the two of them. But then that's when Jimmy Crystal goes, I'm in a bit of a bind, and then it's the whole like, obviously they think you are Satan and I'm your son, so therefore we need to like come to an understanding, or else I'm going to kill you. Which leads into the finale, which we'll talk about in just a sec. But yeah, what a brilliant, just again, the two actors together, acting their asses off.
They're such a good combo as well. Like, I'm just not even going to say any more words because I just keep saying it's brilliant, but it is brilliant. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's again, I'm just not a duo I like would expect to like get, but then they do. Like, that's the thing. I think Kelson just like he just sees the best in people. So obviously he kind of like, I think probably for all intents and purposes, he does think Jimmy's in a bind and like wants to help him. Like, doesn't quite know what the implications of it are yet, but he's just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help you. But then after this, like, basically he's like, look, I've got these Jimmys, like, I've got to sort this stuff out for them, Samson, so we're just gonna experiment a bit here and maybe try and fix you up a bit. So he makes like a mixture of pills basically and just gives them to Samson. And then Samson goes like the train from the first film, which like derailed, and he remembers his life. And like there is a gradual progress for like his character, because like he puts on clothes, like he like obviously he's just walking around naked for most of the film, but then he puts like a loincloth on and he's like drinking, like taking in the rain and like the water, and like eats berries rather than people, you know. And then he goes to this train and he remembers being a kid on the train, and it's like, again, unintentionally funny line delivery of just like this just zombie man being like, I don't have a ticket. And then just like the train is full of other zombies, because obviously they've kind of clocked on to the fact that he's waking up.
That as he's walking along, obviously he's taken this medication, he's walking along, and the infected are kind of like following him a bit, and then they don't turn on him instantly. It's not like he takes the pills and everything's better and then the zombies come for him. It's almost like as it's gradually, you know, not curing him, but as he's gradually healing him, or, you know, administering this medicine, they become more and more aware of the fact that actually he's a target now. And then eventually, you know, they will end up attacking him. And I just think that that's so great that it's not just like okay, that's it, he's cured and, you know, everything's, you know, happy-go-lucky, you know, like, and you don't fully, you know, understand. So good.
It does make me curious as to like how it works in their minds for what a target is, because obviously for all intents and purposes he is still a zombie, but now his mind is clear. So does that mean they're like picking up on behavioral signs and like body language, and that's how they're like, so if like a character in the next film like acted like a zombie, would they not pick up on that?
Well, I wonder if it's like a smell, like they say that like dogs can smell cancer or dementia or Parkinson's. I wonder if they have that sense of, I know this person's infected with the same thing as I am, you know, therefore we're the same.
The infection's still going through his blood, it's just not,
I mean,
his brain.
It's got to be,
we don't know, do we?
It's got to be something, because if you look at like 28 weeks later, obviously you've got like the immune people in that, and like the mum, the immune like woman still gets attacked by Robert Carlyle's zombie, even though she's like immune, so technically she has the virus inside of her, but like he just kills her anyway. So yeah, whether it is, because she's got like the rage eyes as well, where I guess to Samson's like, I don't know if this is a detail, but I thought throughout the movie his eyes got like less and less clouded. But I don't know if that is just me.
Don't know.
Thinking.
I don't know, because
I think we don't know enough.
Yeah,
it's a cool like question.
The meds that Kelson said that he was giving was like psychological meds.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't necessarily impact other parts of the body, I would assume.
Because like you say, he is still a zombie and he has like super strength, because he like basically the zombies like clock onto him not being infected fully, and they attack him, and he just again walks out the train like fine, rips him apart. He gets bitten, gets like blood on him, and he doesn't like revert back to it. But there is also the question about if the pills wear off, like is he just gonna?
That's what I was thinking, because that would be a treatment, and you would have to keep taking those pills.
Yeah.
If we were talking like for a human.
And then like obviously the only person who knows is Kelson. So it's an interesting one, but it is cool. Like just the fact that it's not like him trying to do it for the good of mankind. I think it is genuinely he wants to help Samson, and he's just curious as like a doctor.
I think it's just like human curiosity.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and it's a very cool like just reveal, and like again just that bit on the train, you're a bit like, what? He's like proper like speaking, because he like fully snaps out of it, and he's like, what am I doing here, sort of thing, and then like looks around, and there's just all the infected on the train. It is brilliant.
It's a great scene.
But that leads us to the final half an hour. Again, the most crazy part of the film.
Best part of the film.
It is
Best
literally.
part of the film.
So
best cinema moment of 2026
so far, yeah. Until
Calling
Doom
it.
Part 3 comes out in December.
Yeah.
So Kelson's plan to kind of keep up the ruse that he is Satan, and obviously Jimmy Crystal is his son. He kits out the Bone Temple with like pyrotechnics. So he starts off by playing Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast, which is like, I've not heard it before until this movie, but like what a cool... Have you heard it before? Yeah. See? Not me.
Had you heard of Iron Maiden?
I heard it made me think
it
made me think that I'd never listened. I know of them, but I don't think I've ever listened to any of their songs. But like, he just starts playing Number of the Beast, which obviously has a very cool, like just spoken word opening, and then it just goes bonkers because when like the guitars kick in, he like throws fire and it like engulfs the Bone Temple in like a circle. Cool. He just like sprays people with like psychedelic drugs, so they're all like a bit out of it, and he just goes for it.
It's just absolutely incredible. I said that he's pulling out is like he's giving Voldemort again, because he comes out of like through the bones and he's like, you know, he's all like this and he's like stroking his bald head, and I'm like, oh come on, just be Voldemort again. But honestly, he's giving it 110%, and he's just absolutely great. And all the, you know, and you were saying earlier that it's just hilarious because obviously he's playing this song and they're kind of all like dancing around, and he's doing these like really weird things to obviously make them think that he's Satan, and he's climbing up this bone thing, and then all the other Jimmies are kind of just going like, Wah! You know, they're all just like lapping it up and going mental, and then the main Jimmy Crystal, he's kind of like, you know, dancing like this. And it's just so, honestly, like I don't know how somebody thought of that, you know, and just like thought, oh, do you know what we should do? We should do this, and then this is how we're going to film it, and this is how we're going to put. I just say, oh my god, incredible.
Can you imagine like the direction, like when you've got your actors in front of you, it's like, right, okay, so what I want you to do,
just go crazy, just for a couple minutes, you know, and then it's all going to settle down. But oh my god, what a cinema moment! And I was literally, Michael sat next to me, and I was like. Like for the whole sort of thing, and I was like, oh no, what a cinema experience. Genuinely, what an experience to be completely like blown away by something, and like completely swept up, and everything's so unexpected, and you know, it honestly just
I'm glad
so
I didn't have it
good.
spoiled, like, I'm glad I went into it out.
We watched it literally the day it came, last Thursday, didn't we? It was like an early preview, and I'm so glad, because that we would have seen that online, and I'm so glad that we just had no idea that was happening.
And the bit where he's like in his like weird, like obviously safety gear, but it's him with like the little stick, and he's got like the embers, and it's him like shaking them up with the guitar. It's just like, oh, what a legend! Like again, like you say, how do you even script this, or like give notes on like what to even do? But honestly, I'd say watch it just for like that last half an hour. It's absolutely insane, and then like it leads on to his like thing. So he, basically, I guess like Jimmy gave him like some brief notes on like, you need to say this and this, and then I'll take it from here. So he's like, oh Jimmy, my son, you must continue to do your work and like spread my word throughout the land. So then Jimmy like elaborates, it's like, oh right, so we'll just maim and torture and kill as many people as we want, and then I'll grow my 7 fingers into multiple fists, and we'll spread throughout the land. That's when like Kelson's a bit like, crap, probably shouldn't have
he starts to backtrack, and then he sees, obviously because Spike is there as part of the Jimmies, but he's still got his mask on, and obviously Spike is like, I know this person, you know, but you can't let on. And then Dr. Kelson realises that it's Spike, doesn't he? And he's kind of just like looking at him, and then he takes his mask off, and then he's like, no, I can't allow this to happen. So then he says, oh, you know, your final command is, you know, as God sacrificed his son, you know, you must sacrifice yourself as well.
I thought it was going to be like, I must have like a disciple, so I'm going to keep this child.
I thought that's what he was going to say. I thought he was going to say like, offer up a sacrifice to me, and it's Jimmy, and not Jimmy, it's Spike. I'm going to take him away, and they just let him go. But
then I guess like Kelson's like, it's again like his goodness is like, I can't let him go out there and like do this. sort of thing. So yeah, no, he's just like, I need you to crucify yourself, Jimmy. And it's like, oh, well, who's going to do that? And it's like, they, like, your rest of your followers are. And then, like, Jimmy Ink, yeah, who's been, like, a friend to Spike throughout the film. Like, she's very keen to do it just because she hates Jimmy Crystal.
Yeah, she already doesn't really like him anyway.
She thought he was lying to begin with, and, like, I thought, like, the whole, like, Kelson performance would, like, put her on side and be like, oh, no, he was telling the truth and he is, like, the devil's son.
Yeah.
But, no, she hates him. But then, unfortunately, Jimmy's like, oh, well, if he really is the devil, can I do this? And I just stabs Kelson, stabs him fatally. But Jimmy Ink dispenses of the remaining Jimmys, and then her and Spike are there with Kelson in, like, his dying moments. So there's a good farewell between Kelson and Spike.
And Samson comes back. So Samson
I was trying to remember this.
Off,
yeah,
and then he comes back and he sees that Dr. Kelson has obviously been stabbed, and he picks him up and carries him away, doesn't he?
Mm.
So again, I think he comes back and he knows who it is, and that this person took care of him, and now he wants to.
Yeah, because from memory, are Spike and Jimmy Ink still there when Samson shows up?
No.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's fine.
Because Jimmy Ink then nails Jimmy Crystal
to the
cross,
to the upside down cross,
as it was with Jesus, because it's his son.
Yeah. Or like great imagery as well, like Jack O'Connell just like again in like the Jesus pose, like just topless, like
it's like Robbie Williams, isn't he?
Come
on! You've watched the film.
Yeah, in Better Man. Yeah,
Kieran, I'll forgive, but you've watched the film.
He did like I mean, that wasn't an upside down cross, was it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, right.
He was doing this like performance at, I want to say Keyworth, but I know that's not it. It's like the biggest stage ever or whatever. And he comes out hanging upside down in a cross, basically, and that's the start of his how he comes out of his set. Okay. So we know that.
Technically, yes, like Robbie Williams.
Exactly, that's what they were going for.
That's where he got it from.
Robbie Williams. But then he also does, which I didn't even realise was a callback to the first film until we just watched it. He says, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" Which is what Jesus said on the cross. But then also Jimmy said it to his dad when his dad turned into a zombie in the first film. But yeah, I was trying to remember when Samson showed up, because I was thinking, like, with the whole cure stuff, like if Spike saw him, obviously Spike knows where Kelson's bunker is, whereas no one else does. So I didn't know if it was going to be in the third film, oh, well, I saw this infected and he wasn't actually infected, he was cured, sort of thing. And they're like, oh, where was this guy? And then they go find it. But I guess if no one knows, it's kind of like the secret died with
him.
With Kelson.
Yeah.
But then, and then also it goes on to the final scene, which sees a returning character. Logan messaged me saying it was like an Avengers level moment. I said without like the Marvel cringe, because Cillian Murphy is back as Jim.
And do you know what's so good is I knew that he was coming back, but I thought he was coming back in the third film. So even that little like bit at the end, I was like, ooh!
I unfortunately had Danny Boyle's like voice in my ear because of the whole like just why are you saying it in interviews? I don't know, because obviously Cillian Murphy produced these films with Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, but it was just like, oh, so Cillian, he's going to be in the second one for a little bit, and then he's going to be in the third one fully. So
I thought that he was only going to be in the third one.
No,
right.
I knew that going in.
That.
So I was like, why are you saying this, Danny Boyle? But obviously,
well, it's just to get people to see it.
That's the thing. He's banking on the whole like, well, if the first two do well, we will make the third one, and Cillian Murphy will be in it.
Yeah.
But he's there at home, same hut as the first film with his daughter. There's no. His wife's not there. I can't remember. It's not Tandy Newton. I can't remember her name.
Naomi Watts?
I don't
know.
Might be.
Naomi Harris?
That rings more.
That's
Naomi Watts is the one from not Godzilla, King Kong.
What? Oh yes, yeah.
Blonde.
But she's not there, so it's him and his daughter, and then they spot Spike and Jimmy Ink running away from zombies, and it's like, are we going to help them? Yes, we will. Cut to credits, which has the song from the first 28 Years and 28 Weeks film, the In a House in a Heartbeat, which is brilliant. I was wondering when that would show up, actually, because the first 28 Years didn't have that. But it's like, where is it going to go from here?
I mean, I just hope that it's more of the same, Like, I want it to be this same vibe of film, but then again, it might be completely different again. It might be 3 completely different films, but all in the same, vein. So, yeah.
I think they need to find... I mean, they've probably already got it all planned out, but they need to find another actor that has, like, a good presence.
Yes.
Because you won't have the Jack O'Connell Ralph Fiennes. You'll have Cillian Murphy, which we know is good, but we need someone for him to bounce off.
Yeah.
And Spike and Jimmy Inc., while good, they don't have that presence.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
feel. So,
But I mean, you've also got, obviously, Aaron Taylor-Johnson wasn't in this film. He's kind of like a loose thread, because obviously Spike
but
has
then
gone...
he's going to stay on the island.
I mean,
isn't he?
that's the other thing, actually, is the whole
know.
Holy Island saga, because obviously you got like a baby on there which is which is immune, like was born from an infected person. Obviously Samson, you don't know what's going to happen. I did see a theory about, because when Jimmy is on the cross, he gets attacked by an infected, so it's going to be, does Jimmy Crystal become like an alpha? Could he become an alpha, and then like it's like a Samson Jimmy Crystal boss fight at the end? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, could Jimmy Crystal come back in some form? I guess, because I mean, all he needs to do if he becomes infected is rip himself off the cross, and then he'd be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
Maybe he'll still have the cross with him.
Yeah.
God,
Be
could you
his
imagine?
weapon.
Yeah.
Then he really will become a final boss, just throwing it around. But that's the thing. I think it ended in a way where there's not too many like, well, this needs to be answered, this needs to be answered. It's a lot of, it could go here, it could go here.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like what Jim's gonna do, I don't know. Like what his... Because it's
The
not
world
like...
of possibilities.
Because it's not like he's a scientist or he's looking for a cure. It's just he is a man with
He's
his
just living
daughter,
his life,
you
isn't
know?
he? Yeah.
So there's a lot of places it could go, but yeah, it didn't leave me thinking, oh, well, it needs to be answered. If they didn't make a third one, I'd be like, that's fine.
I'd be fine.
I don't
yeah,
mind.
absolutely. But I would be interested to see what happens. But yeah, top-notch viewing. This was absolutely top-notch.
Are there any other spoilers I've missed or anything you guys want to bring up before we wrap up?
Not that I can think of. I feel like I'll just keep saying it's brilliant, so we should probably wrap it up.
The brilliant
before I-
spoilers.
Yeah, is it adjective? Do I need to think of another adjective? Is that what brilliant is?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
So yeah, let's wrap it up before I use the word brilliant again.
Okay. Well, that was our review for 28 years later, The Bone Temple. But very much go see it, guys, if you haven't already. And in that meantime, though, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Cinematic Trinity, and we will see you in the next one.